And we'll start on our back this morning. So feel free to just find a place on your back and take a moment you're welcome to have knees bent or straight. And take a moment just to bring your awareness to your breath. As you breathe in, if you're able to breathe in through your nose, feel free to do so. Breathing out, nose or mouth. Just allow yourself to tune into sensations physically. And then also check in mentally. Finding that safe space to be fully present. And making this class what you need it to be for your own body. Giving yourself that permission to make things harder, if that's what you want, or maybe to make things easier. Maybe today your body needs balance. Taking in all the surrounding noises. And then from here, let's go ahead and if our knees are out straight, we can bend them. And we're going to take just a gentle side to side knee rock. Just through a small range, whatever feels comfortable to you. Checking in with that low back. Relaxing through the neck and shoulders. And then finding middle position, we can interlace our arms and reach them overhead for a nice stretch. Perhaps it feels good to also press the small of your back down and maybe even stretch your legs out straight if that feels okay on your low back. So you're pressing your legs out straight, you're reaching your arms behind you, and you're tilting your pelvis, the small of the back downward at the same time. A deep breath in, and then release, exhale. We can bend the knees back up and let your arms come back down by your side. And now let's take the left knee and hug it into chest. Right leg can go out straight. It's a nice knee to chest hug. And then let's swap into the other leg. Right knee to chest. Pressing the left leg out straight.
How was your break back?
And then we're hugging both knees in. Just curling that low back a little bit. Feel free to take a side to side rock. You guys are welcome to join us for yoga.
Oh, thank you.
And then let's find a moment to place the feet down and pressing up into a bridge when you feel ready. So feet down and then just lifting the hips. Taking that opportunity to press the feet in, all four corners of each foot, lifting the hips, opening across the front of the hips, relaxing through the neck, breathing in, breathing out. Then we can lower back down. And let's take a little side to side knee wiggle again, little windshield wiper motion. And taking that same big long stretch that we did a moment ago, we can reach the arms upward, press the small of the back down, and straightening out the legs. Like you're trying to make yourself 3 inches taller. Deep breath in and exhale, release. And now it's going back to the left knee to chest. Hugging the knee in, right leg out straight. This time, if you'd like to, we can add a little foot towards upward directions for the hamstring stretch. So taking that left foot and just kind of reaching it upward any amount. You can take some ankle pumps. That feels good. Ankle circles. And then changing legs. I just realized I set myself up under coconuts here. I'm not sure that's wise. Reaching the foot upward.
Yeah.
And then bending back to 2 feet on the floor, bending your knees. And then we'll press into your bridge one more time here. Lifting the hips. If you want to, you can kind of wiggle the shoulder blades together underneath you, interlacing the arms underneath your rear. Sometimes that feels like a nice shoulder stretch. And then just releasing the arms if they're interlaced, and we can lower the hips back down. From here, let's make our way over to a side of choice and up towards hands and knees. So just finding a nice wide finger distribution. And then from hands and knees, it kind of feels like we need a child's pose first. So we're gonna rock back, and then reaching arms forward, or you can rest through forearms if that feels better. From this child's pose, taking a couple deep breaths. On the inhale, seeing if you can expand out the back of your rib cage. And exhale, lengthen through your spines. We take a little imagery with this, expanding out the back of the rib cage on the inhale, lengthening tailbone to crown of head on the exhale. And then we can make our way upright to hands and knees. Taking a moment to move into some cat and cow on the inhale, dropping the navel. And on the exhale, rounding your spine upward. Feeling free just to move at your own pace here, exploring movements in the spine. It's bringing some nice nutrients to those nerves all the way down the spine.
You good today?
Maybe it feels good to take a little side to side wiggle. So a little C shape and then a backward C shape. And if we want to add a little neck stretch to this, we can turn our head towards the hip that we're looking at when we're taking that C shape. There we go. And then the other. And then finding middle, maybe giving one wrist a little shake, other wrist a little shake. Actually, we could do a little wrist stretch here. So turning the fingers outward and then just keep rotating them, taking care of your own wrist. And so we can unload them a little, shift your weight towards your knees a bit, just to find the stretch in the forearms. That feels good to you here. And then just gently peeling one hand off and then the other. Give it a little wiggle, remind it it'll be okay. And finding some hands and knees, opposite arm and leg. Bracing through our belly muscles. We can take the left leg and reach it out. And then the right arm can come forward. One arm and leg in, changing sides. Right leg left. And changing sides. We'll go one more time each side here. And other sides. And back in, finding one more child's pose. Knees a bit wide-ish, heels together. As we're breathing in child's pose, just noticing how hips, back, shoulders, how it all feels, putting the whole body together. And we can make our way back up to hands and knees as we're ready. We'll find our way into a down dog here. So tucking the toes. We can take a moment in our down dog, keeping the knees slightly bent is always okay. So maybe pedal the heels. It's all right not to have the heels down. Pressing into the hands, creating that little shift with the hips back. A nice long line down our spine. And getting the wiggles out with this first down dog always feels nice. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we can walk our feet towards our hands, bending through the knees to assist. And let's press on up to standing, taking a stretch. Inhale, reach. And exhale, arms to heart center, bending the knees, folding forward. Letting the head relax here. You can find a little monkey pose. So on the inhale, bringing the arms out to the sides and pulling the shoulder blades together. Finding that hinge at the hips. And then exhale, forward fold. This time, stepping your left leg back. And if you're in the middle of your mat, sorry, I should cue you to come to the top edge of the mat a little bit. But the left leg can come back. And we'll find our way into a high lunge. Pressing into your legs to help you. From the high lunge, just kind of feeling the lengthening down the back leg. Stretching upward with the arms. Now taking arms to heart center, relaxing through our shoulders. We can reach down for the floor. Left arm plants, right arm can lift for a twist. Now we're untwisting. From here, stepping back to plank, or you can always take kneeling plank if you prefer. And then we're lifting the hips to find our down dog. And take a big breath in and out here. Inhale, exhale. And we can walk our feet towards our hands, bending through the knees. We're rising up to stand. All the way up for a big old stretch. Folding forward, arms to heart center. Adding our monkey pose. Inhale, bringing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, folding forward. This time, stepping your right leg back, we'll find our lunge. Making our way up. Finding that lengthening down your right leg this time. And arms to heart center, reaching down. And plant our right arm. And then the left arm can lift for a twist. And we're untwisting. Stepping back to plank or kneeling plank, either way. This time we're going to lower to belly. You're welcome to lower your knees if you'd like to. And from belly, we can take a little locust pose. So bringing the arms back down by your sides, pulling the shoulder blades up and downward, or together and downward, a little tuck of the chin. And then if you'd like to, you can lift your arms and your legs here. And then feel free to take forehead to fists for a moment as you relax. You can bend your knees and just take a little side to side wiggle here. Just letting those legs release. The low back gets a nice little rest. And now releasing the legs out straight. We can take our arms out to the sides for a little airplane arm. Palms are facing down. We're pulling those shoulder blades together. Then turning thumbs upward, we can reach the arms forward like a V shape. And then forehead to fist and rest again. Bending the knees if you want to do a little wiggle. Maybe that feels nice again. And then we can let the legs back out. We'll take arms on either side, pressing back up, finding hands and knees, tucking toes, and down dog. Breath in and out. Now we're walking our feet forward towards our hands, bending through the knees, pressing up to standing. And we'll sink back eventually into a chair pose. Setting the hips back, maybe a little tuck of the tailbone as you hinge at the hips. Feeling the tailbone kind of pulling you backward and the crown of the head pulling forward. And then arms to heart center. Folding forward. Taking a pause, just let your head relax. And then from here, we're going to step your right leg back, finding our warrior one. So the back heel can come down, toes are out of it. And we're reaching up to find warrior one. Letting the shoulders sink away from the ears. Finding that strength through your legs. You can take a little stretch here that might feel nice. So left hand to hip. And then just reach a little taller with that right arm. And we can reach towards your left. And then back through to center, finding both arms up again. And then we're going to swivel to your right to find warrior two. So your left knee will be bent and your right knee will be straight. Letting the shoulders sink downward, just in case they're creeping up. And then reversing the warrior, right arm down, left arm can lift. And then coming back through our warrior two and into your side angle, left elbow towards back, right arm can reach out. And then coming back to warrior two, you can straighten your left knee, turning palms up, and then shifting left and down for triangle. So this one, both knees are mostly straight. If that left knee wants to hyperextend or go past straight, you can keep a little soft bend in it. My feet are wanting to slip a little bit, so I move my stance a little closer. And now bending your left knee back to warrior two. Taking arms to heart center. Let's pivot towards your left And so we have that back heel lifted. You can take a warrior three here. So a nice big push up onto that left leg. You can take arms out if you'd like to. And then let's draw the right leg in. Got both legs underneath us. And let's just fold forward for a moment. Soft through the knees. Let the head relax. Maybe adding an inhale, halfway lift here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward. Bending the knees. Let's rise up to standing. And we'll sink back into our chair pose again. And then arms to heart center. And folding forward. This time, stepping your left leg back to find our warrior one. So the back heel is down, toes are out, pressing upward. If you'd like to, we can take that same stretch. So right hand to hip, and then the left arm reaches up, and we're leaning towards the right. And then releasing back to warrior one. We can spin towards your left to find warrior two now. So the right knee is bent, the left knee is straight. From our warrior two, moving into our reverse warrior. So left arm comes down, right arm forward. Then back through warrior two. We can find our way into side angle. So reaching left elbow towards thigh or reach downward. You can turn it into that extended side angle. So we're reaching towards your right leg. Your other right leg, there you go. And then back up. And we're in warrior two again. There we go. Straightening your right knee. We're turning this into our triangle. And so we're turning the palms up, shift towards your right, and then down. Bending the right knee back to warrior two. Taking arms to heart center. And we're going to pivot to face this direction. So we're setting up for that warrior three. And feel free, you can keep arms in, you can take them out, whatever feels best. And then we're drawing that leg in to meet the other leg, back to 2 feet. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Softening through the knees, let the head relax. You can take a little inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. From here, let's step back to our plank position. You're always welcome to take a kneeling plank at any point. And then we're coming onto the right arm for side plank. Again, option to take your bottom knee down here. And then we'll go through center and onto the other side. Left side plank. And back through center, lowering the knees. Let's find our child's pose. Reach the hips back. Taking that moment to just breathe, reconnect with your whole body again. And finding our way back to hands and knees. Let's take our left leg out to the side. And we can reach the toes, or the toes can kind of be facing this direction. And if it feels okay, you can either sink the hips back towards the heel a little bit, finding that juicy stretch for the inner thigh. You can hold that, or you can rock a little, whatever feels best. When we feel ready, we can find our way, bracing belly muscles, drawing the left leg up, reach it around. We're going to kind of point the toe of it, and it crosses then the other leg. There you go. And now the foot can come down. We're leaning into that left hip a bit. So we might find a little outer hip stretch. If we're not real tight, you may not feel much there. And then releasing when you're ready for two legs. Give your wrists a little shake. And then we'll take the right leg out to the side. So the toes are facing this direction. Foot is planted. Same thing here. You can find your stretch and fold, or if it feels better to rock a bit in and out, that's totally fine. When we're ready, we can brace through our belly muscles. Lift that right leg up, bring it around. Little pointy toe, we can put the foot down, and then just lean in towards that right side, right hip a bit. Your head is looking left. That'll increase that stretch a little down the right side. Then as you feel ready, you can release out of that. We're going to take one more child's pose here. And finding our way back upright, find a seated position. And let's go right for our straddle stretch. So knees or feet out to the side. And just finding that tall spine, whatever works for your body. Maybe this is the stretch to sit tall with the legs out. Maybe that's not for you. If you have more mobility to hinge forward, feel free. Everybody's gonna look a little different with this one, and that's okay. Using our breathing to help us into these stretches, allowing our whole body to be connected with our breath. eventually making your way out of this. We can wiggle the legs in a little bit. Let's take the right leg, cross it over. I'll do opposites. I'm mirroring you guys. And then we can just draw knee towards the opposite shoulder as we're sitting tall. If you'd like to, you can add a stretch or a rotation towards your right, towards the knee. That's the right. And that right arm. And then feel free to unwind. Changing sides. Drawing knee towards opposite shoulder. If you'd like to, you can add the stretch and the rotation combined. And then we can unwind, releasing the legs. Let's make our way onto our back next. So, finding your way to your back. From here, finding a butterfly stretch. So feet together, knees wide. Just tuning into your diaphragmatic breathing here. So on the inhale, we feel the rise of the belly. On the exhale, the belly lowers. Relaxing through your neck muscles. If we have any low back discomfort here, we can gently tilt the pelvis or the small of the back downward a moment and then release. Sometimes that can help. Then drawing your knees towards each other. We're going to roll onto your left side and reaching your legs out here, your bottom hand can come out. If it feels okay, you can reach your top leg back, just kind of find the ground with your foot, then just wiggle that foot back a little bit. So you're trying to find a stretch in the front of the thigh or the hip. So if you can, keep your knees somewhat parallel to the ground, if that works okay. Once you find a little stretch, you can then also take your top arm, if you want to, and reach up for it, just to kind of create that long line. Our fascia stretch. And feel free when you're ready to make your way to the other side, and we'll do the same thing. So the top leg reaches back, and kind of wiggle the foot back a little bit. We're working that top knee somewhat parallel to the floor. And you don't have to have the knee real bent. You can make it a little straighter if you'd like to. You might find that the stretch changes. If you'd like to, with the top arm reaching forward. As you feel ready, make your way out and onto your back. Maybe it feels good to do a little side to side windshield wiper movement again, just to kind of reset a little bit. Maybe even just a couple pelvic tilts where you're pressing the small of the back down a moment. Then release. Tilt of the small of the back down. And release. Taking your left knee to chest, we can reach the right leg out straight. And then using your right arm, pull the left knee across the body. You can take your left arm out to the side if you'd like to, and just finding our spinal twist. And then gently back to midline, hugging both knees in for a moment. Maybe a little rock feels good here. And then we can take the left leg out straight and repeat the same thing on the other side. So the right knee to chest, and then we're pulling the leg over, using our breathing. Just relaxing into this as we're able. And when you're ready, releasing back out of that double beaded chest again, just a little gentle rock. And then we can release our feet back down, going back to one of the first stretches we did, where we're reaching the arms overhead, pressing the small of the back down, reaching the legs out straight. Hopefully it feels a little less stiff than it did that first go. And then releasing the arms back by your sides. Feel free to take a moment if there's any other stretches or movements that your body is craving or ready to do. Take this opportunity. Or maybe the body is just ready for rest. Allowing yourself a moment to be still on your back, with knees bent or straight. Just tune back into your whole body, all connected. Maybe you can feel or hear your breath for a moment. Now let's tune into other sensations from our body. Maybe it's a sense of relaxation, or maybe we're feeling a warmth or the air on our skin, a cool sensation. See what you can notice. Now perhaps checking in mentally. Notice where you're at. Just letting go of expectations or judgment. Just in this moment, allowing your body to be fully present, physically and mentally. Creating a sense of wellness for yourself, both the internal and external environments. Once you feel ready, I invite you to make your way over to a side of choice, and we'll just pause on your side for a breath. Taking an intentional transition here. Finding a couple breaths, three, whatever you feel you need. And then when you're ready, you can make your way back upright to a seated position. Once we're in a seated position, please feel free to take any other little movements That might feel good. Maybe some neck movement or some shoulder shrug. Kind of getting your whole body back upright against gravity here. Couple deep breaths in and out. And we can close out our class this morning, taking arms to heart center. Thank you for joining me and sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Nice work.